congratulations on finishing the school year. Okay, I would say especially to these former 7th graders, now rising 8th graders, finish your first year in the upper school. The class of 2026, those were the 9th graders, you finished your first year of high school. And class of 2023, you're done. And of course also myself for finishing my first year as principal. I appreciate how you all welcomed me so warmly at the beginning of the school year. I think you gave me a whole 30 seconds to get settled before knocking on my office door, so you really made me feel part of the family. Okay, so I started some new things this year. Just want to go over our successes. The phone boxes. I'm sure you all miss the beautiful shoe holders taped to the rolling mechitza. I know that was sad to see that go. The boxes are definitely much sleeker. Somehow though, you also managed to break through their super tight security lock if they didn't open it in time for lunch. I don't know. Another thing was Spirit Wear Fridays. But then I learned that apparently not all of you know your days of the week. Another thing that I'm really proud of was we started an AP Computer Science Principles class. It was the one class of the day where students didn't suddenly start behaving better when I walked in the room. So thank you CSP students for treating me just like any other teacher for one period. And I would like to say one last time, Isaac, it's not time to go yet. Okay. So here we are, last day of school. This award ceremony was started the year after I graduated. So if you're confused why my name isn't in more of the awards, that's why. So I don't personally know what this experience is like as a student. But the point of today is to acknowledge some of your accomplishments. Okay? Obviously, this is not going to be an exhaustive list of all the great things you all have achieved this year. Not everything fits neatly into an award that we can put on here, but I hope you're all really proud of how much you've grown this year. I really enjoyed getting to know you all. I hope you have a great summer, and I'll be around if you ever need a talk. Okay? So with that, I introduce our MCs for the program, Mr. Guinan and Mr. Guinan.
Hi, I'm Mr. Guinan, and I'm going to be your Master of Ceremonies for today.
And I'm also Mr. Guinan.
Okay, we can conquer this together. Friends and family.
Grandmas and grandpas.
Sabas and saftas.
Brothers and sisters.
Cousins, aunts and uncles.
Old babysitters and people who held you as a baby and changed your diaper.
Sit back and relax as we take in the last moments of the last day of school.
Welcome to the 19th Annual CTA Awards Ceremony. The students here at CTA have put pen to paper, finger to keyboard, and head to makeshift backpack pillow in order to get to this moment right here. It is with a heavy heart that we celebrate this release from tests and quizzes and jump into a new season of warm weather
and sunburn,
camp life,
malaria and Lyme disease,
and summer vacation,
aka car sickness.
For those of you who don't know, I'm actually Lila Gisser.
And I'm Bina Newman.
We all know you wish the real Mr. Guinan could be here to lead the ceremony, and so do we. But bro decided to ditch.
I heard he was on vacation in like the Bahamas.
I heard he was seeing another award ceremony.
I heard he was trying to parlay his success in this year's CBI to a coaching job with the Detroit Tigers.
The only team actually bad enough to take him. I heard he was in Teaneck taking Jewish conversion classes.
Mazel tov. At any rate, we'll get to the bottom of where Mr. Guinan really is. In the meantime, here to present both the 7th and 8th grade Citizenship Awards, here's the model citizen herself, the teacher who leads by example, and volume as well, Mrs. Shira Newman.
Hi everyone. I am so honored to get to present the Distinguished Citizenship Award for both the 7th and 8th grade students this year. So please, if you see any similarities in my first speech and my second speech, blame it on Mrs. Glitch because she told me to just use the same speech twice. chapter of Pirkei Avot, the ethical teachings of our ancient Jewish sages, we are taught that a distinguished Jewish person does the following. Aseh lecha rav, appoint for yourself a teacher. Uknei lecha chaver, acquire a companion or a friend. V'havidan et kol ha'adam lekav zechut, judge all people favorably. Today, I appreciate the ambiance. Today we gather to celebrate the exceptional character and contributions of a remarkable 7th grade student who is being awarded the prestigious Distinguished Citizenship honor. This student has displayed unwavering strength of character and fostered exceptional relationships with teachers and fellow students. She works tirelessly, encourages her peers to succeed, and collaborates respectfully with teachers to learn and grow. Despite the drama that can sometimes happen in the 7th grade class, she rises above it to judge her peers favorably and maintain harmony in her class. Through her selflessness and dedication to the betterment of the class and the school, she has become a true role model for her peers. She maintains good grades, is involved in sports and other extracurriculars, and truly represents the best of CTA. She is on a path to following an ethical life and making her community a better place, as taught by our sages. It is our honor to present the Distinguished Citizenship Award to Eliana Lefkowitz. Okay, listen closely, ready? 8th grade. In the first chapter of Pirkei Avot, the ethical teachings of our ancient Jewish sages, we are taught by the great sage Hillel to be like Aaron the Kohen of the Bible, who was known for being a distinguished citizen who worked for the betterment of his community. Heve mitalmidav shel Aharon, ohev shalom v'rodev shalom, ohev et habriot u'makarvan l'Torah. Be one of the disciples of Aaron, loving peace and pursuing peace, loving mankind and drawing them close to the Torah. Today, we have the privilege of recognizing an extraordinary 8th grade student who follows this teaching from Hillel with the prestigious Distinguished Citizenship Award. The student receiving this award has showcased remarkable strength of character, fostering superb relationships with teachers and fellow students alike. In our many after-class conversations, I have been inspired by her sincerity to learn and grow, asking questions, probing, and looking for paths towards compromise and common goals, even despite some differences of beliefs. Her selflessness and dedication to the betterment of the class and the school have set her apart as a shining example of exemplary citizenship. In fact, just yesterday in our last Jewish history class, she had us rolling with laughter as we joyfully recounted the school year through quotes she had recorded for posterity. Her smile and warmth towards others has gained her the friendship of many in the few short years that she has been part of the CTA family. She truly is, in the words of Hillel, a student of Aharon. Please join me as we congratulate Daphne Skolnick.
Hey Bina, seems like just yesterday that we arrived for the first day of school back in August.
Time flies.
Seems like yesterday that graduation was impossibly far away.
Up next, introducing the Rabbi Julius L. Baker Torah Scholarship Award, is a teacher who has a passion for learning Torah.
He is a rabbi who kind of just showed up to the CTA community. No one really knows where he came from or when he came, but we are happy to have him, Rabbi Moshe Yachnes.
So as you just heard, I'm here to present the Rabbi Julius L. Baker Torah Scholarship Award. Rabbi Julius L. Baker had a long history of service to the Columbus Jewish community. He came to the U.S. in 1932 and eventually made Aliyah to Israel in 1972. He built the Agave Shalom Shul in 1961 and served as the rabbi at a time when the shul could not afford to pay a rabbi and he did not need to be paid. He was a shochet and a moel as well as a businessman. When he left Europe, he often stated he was on his way to Palestine, but stopped off for 40 years along the way in the U.S. His son, Irv Baker, served on the CTA Board of Trustees for many years, is an honorary life trustee, and funded the start of the CTA High School in 1991. Mr. Baker passed away in 2016, and his wife, Marcia, continues to be a supporter of CTA. The Baker Award is administered through a fund held at the Columbus Jewish Foundation for the purpose of promoting Torah study among Torah Academy students and graduates. It is granted annually to a graduating 8th grader continuing their Jewish day school education and carries a one-year tuition grant of $1,000. The award is granted to a student who is diligent in Torah study, the performance of mitzvot, exhibits exemplary human behavior, and shows promise of continued Torah study. This award continues the Baker family's legacy and commitment to CTA. So it's definitely a big privilege to present this award. The student who I'm presenting this award to is actually, I believe, the first student that I ever met in this class. When I came here for Shabbos to visit the community with my family before I even decided I was moving here, I met this student together with her family at Torah Met. And she definitely seemed like a very nice girl. I'm like, listen, coming from New York, the students I taught there, if this is what all the kids are like in Columbus, this is going to be a breeze. So unfortunately, not all the students are as special as this one particular student, but definitely she is someone that is very kind. She always definitely goes out of her way to greet me, always has a big smile. She definitely is very refined and kind, known as a good friend to all of her friends and teachers, someone who always volunteers to give a Dvar Torah at various community events. She often can be found telling people that she's going to fail her next Gemara quiz. And without any further ado, it is my honor to present this award to Gabriella, the winner.
This year was a brand new start. New principal, new policies, yet the same old student rebellion.
While the phone and uniform policies were tight this year, us CTA students persevered.
The new policies have inspired the students to take new levels of creativity and ingenuity. Fake phones and old phones in the phone jail. Safety pinning CTA logos to their Nike hoodies. CTA students have proved that although they may not have the best grades in class, when it comes to breaking the rules, they all rock a 4.0.
The new schedule was announced for next year.
Do tell.
Phones will be turned in after davening. The first 10-minute phone check will follow third period. TikTok will run for the 30-minute break between fifth and sixth period. And Insta-checks will follow Shacharis and Mincha.
It is our honor to call the pioneer of the new schedule, Mrs. Debbie Gratian, to recognize the students' academic excellence of the 2022-2023 school year.
So, grades are one way that we capture student achievement. They don't tell a whole story of what a student has accomplished in a course. There are many of you who push yourself tremendously in a class and grew so much, but it might not resulted in an A. The grade I'm most proud of in my life was in an honors physics class my sophomore year of college. I worked so hard in that class, learned a ton, and got the lowest grade I've ever received. Having said that, I do want to acknowledge students who rose above all the challenges, regardless of whether you like the teacher or not, whether the subject came easily or not, to receive all A's in any quarter report card this year. I'm only looking at quarters 1 through 3 because quarter 4 grades are not yet finalized. So, I did have to figure this list out manually, so I sincerely apologize if I left you off or made any mistake. It's really just my error. Okay, so I will start with students who received all A's for 1 quarter, then for 2 quarters, and then for all 3 quarters. Okay, you don't have to, I'm not giving you anything, I'm just gonna say your name, okay? Okay, so all A's for 1 quarter. Noah Berger. Evan Vinsky. Ruthie Lumber. Casey Cooper. Eliana Epstein. Racheli Goldstein. Ariel Cooperstein. Yaakov Moshe Peltz. Odaya Schechter. Eitan Shulman. Michael Seamus. All right, students who received all A's for 2 quarters this year: David Buren, Akiva Chaikin, Ariel Illen, Aviel Metz, and Seth Stein. And now students who received all A's for the only 3 quarters that we have finalized: Alana Binsky, Noah Blumberg, Talia Chaikin, Sweet Chaikin, Yossi Feinberg, Gabriella Illen, Shakir Import, Eliana Lefkowitz, Bina Newman, Alama Samuel, Daphna Skolnick, and Talia Saketic. Congrats to you all. Well done. Yes, that's it. You guys want the next? Yeah.
Lila and I have had the privilege of being on student council this past year.
As Winston Churchill said, never was so little done by so few to the amusement of so many.
He didn't say that, but what I think you're trying to say is we, student council, did little to nothing, and Mrs. Savage ran the show.
We are so grateful to Mrs. Savage and all she has done to make this year filled with excitement and fun.
Okay, Mr. Guinan has trained you guys well because you did a lot more than you are saying that you did. The student council was a lot of fun this year. This is my first time in this position in many years doing an upper school activities and programming director, and I've really enjoyed being in the upper school. So this was the first year that we've started back student council, getting our feet wet, trying to do some new things. And we did do a lot. We had a Hershey trip during Kolomo. We had a Hanukkah Olympics, a Olympic competition, where we learned a lot of students have a lot of hidden talents, and it was really nice to see those shine. We planned the Israel Day Parade situation. We had that was a really special activity. We sold some different food items, and we had a really great year all in all, and we're looking forward to many more years of student council and growing the program as we go. So I do have a little gift for everyone that was on student council, both junior high and high school. So if you could please stand up and come to the front, and then we'll call out your names. Thank you so much, junior high and high school student council. So, yep, come on up. We have a little nice gift. There are some nice pens that have. Okay, so come up. Junior high, over here, high school over here. Okay, high school over here, junior high over here. Okay, junior high student council.
Everyone look like you with them. Okay. Push. I remember. Okay, all right. Everyone looking.
Okay, here is our high school student council.
I just remembered that. Anytime I'll trade with you. I'll trade with you.
Picture this. It's 2017 and you have just been kicked out of here and you go to the principal. The principal has just finished lecturing you about paying attention in class and coming on time to davening. You turn the corner to go see the college guidance counselor, who tells you an entire TED Talk worth of information about college in one sitting. Now you're stressed out, so you go see the school counselor, only to find out they're all the same person. So your lecture TED Talk therapy session lasted just enough time for you to miss the remaining 37 minutes of class. A win is a win.
Without all this, CTA would not be where CTA is today.
Yeah, students would have to actually go to a full class.
Anyways, thanks to past principal and current and current school counselor, Mrs. Eliza Delman.
Hi, everybody. Great job, Amy. That was so great last night. Okay. You'll notice on your program it says special recognitions and Yakar. CTA is blessed to have a student body with varied interests and talents and families that support their pursuits. I want to give some special recognition to a few of these students and tell you what they're doing that extends beyond the classrooms. First, I want to recognize 3 students who are admitted into next year's Wexner Service Corps. Boaz Harrow and M. Wolf. They were both admitted to the group of volunteers who will participate in service trips each month with Jewish kids from all over Columbus. And special recognition to Bina, who is returning as senior leader after being a volunteer last year. I know that many of you have really cool summer plans, and I love hearing about them, so please share them with me. But I want to mention 2 students who signed up for some really great summer enrichment. Josh Greff is attending the Financial Planning Academy at OSU this summer. I heard that he's getting a special private tour of the OSU Stadium. That sounds pretty cool. Sam Burnswijk is attending the Buckeye Pre-College Summer Exploration for creative nonfiction writing. I imagine that many more of you are doing some enriching activities, but you didn't tell me about it. So next time, tell me and I can brag about you. Okay? So other recognitions, Bina, again, was selected as a Stand With Us Kenneth Leventhal High School intern. Aviel Metz had that role this year. We look forward to Bina having that role next year. She will attend a conference in Los Angeles with high school leaders from around the United States and lead programs for us next year to combat anti-Semitism in the Columbus area, and we look forward to those programs. Okay, now for Yakar. Yakar is Columbus Tour Academy's High School Honor Society. It is an impressive group of students. They strive to do their best. Each Yakar student chooses a semester-long goal to take upon themselves a mitzvah to either begin doing or begin doing better. At the end of each semester, they give a short presentation on their findings, honestly disclosing their success or failure and why it went that way, how they do. So I want to recognize the students from this year. When you hear your name called, you know what, I'll just say it. Okay, M. Wolf, Eliana Epstein, Marla Gisser, Aviel Metz, Ariel Illen, Moshe Peltz, and Talia Sukenet. And I'd like the seniors to come up. I have a little farewell gift for you, and Philip, you join us too. Pardon me? Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so Yakar is our own honor society. But Columbus Tour Academy also hosts a chapter of the Cum Laude Society, which is a prestigious honor society around the country that recognizes excellence in secondary schools. Students are inducted based on their academic record in addition to their good midot and fine qualities. Inductions don't take place until graduation, but at the end of the 11th grade, we'd like to designate one or more of those students in recognition of that trajectory that they seem to be on. Of course, designation is not a guarantee of induction because circumstances can change, but from the class of 2020, make sure I get this right. From the class of 2024, we would like to designate, on behalf from the Cum Laude Society, we designate Speed Shaken.
This year, in addition to the 87 awards we're handing out today, CTA is introducing a new series of awards to ensure that no student in any grade goes without due... Okay. You didn't start.
A couple months ago, a tragedy was announced to the school.
The seniors won't get their phones next year?
No, the Eisenbergs are moving.
Oh, yeah. Who would have thought that there's a city less known than Columbus, Ohio?
We are sad to see her go, but we appreciate the dedication and inspiration that she has brought to the school.
Presenting the Laura Ratner Jewish Women's Scholarship is Mrs. Leva Eisenberg.
When I met with the senior girls in September and began talking with them about a gap year experience, I had one student who really wasn't so sure that the experience was for her. She was slightly intrigued and she understood the benefits of a gap year, but she was hesitant about delaying college and taking a path that she really didn't anticipate. This student did not impulsively make a decision. It was a thought-out and calculated decision between her and her parents, and it would have been following a trajectory that she didn't expect. I am so proud of Ruthie Blumbert. For making the courageous and intentional decision to continue her Jewish education at Bar Ilan XP in Israel next year. With your dedication toward your Jewish education, you are making a decision that will impact the influence of Torah and Judaism in your life, and that will affect your life and your future generations and communities to come. Ruthie, it has been a privilege teaching you Chumash these past 2 years, and I'm so inspired by your continued commitment toward your Jewish studies. I'm proud to present the Laura Ratner Jewish Women's Educational Scholarship, being made available this academic year to Ruthie Blumbert, a graduating senior who has a 4.0 or higher GPA and will be spending next year in Ramat Gan in Bar Ilan XP. It carries an $1,100 scholarship, and
She should come up.
Rabbi is going to do Agave Appreciation.
So as you all know, we have this big schedule change coming next year. And as the rumors started spreading around that there was going to be this change, so I asked Rabbi Randolph, like, what was the reaction? What do people think? And of course, like all changes, there was some pushback. Not everyone was happy. But what I said to Rabbi Randolph is, if anyone has any question whether or not we need this change, come into the shul at 7:45, and you will see that teenagers should not be awake at this time of the day. I say 7:45 because if you came at 7:30, all you would see is me or Rabbi Randolph and Ariel Illich. So definitely an accomplishment, to be here that early in the morning and to be awake even more. And even a higher level is to be involved in helping organize something like davening, whether it's finding people to go up and lead davening, giving out aliyahs, figuring out which Torah to take out, who's going to read the Torah, especially when that person realized 5 minutes ago they were supposed to wait today and didn't prepare. So all kinds of great things involved in being the Gabbai. So we'd like to recognize our 3 amazing Gabbais from this year, and there will be a gift of the Sefer forthcoming. We do not have it yet, but it will be forthcoming. But Phil Garvin, Roni Dahlman, and Isaac Myers.
Okay. This year, in addition to the 87 awards we're handing out today, CTA CTA is introducing a new series of awards to ensure that no student in any grade goes without their due credit for their award-winning performance.
The 2023 Taki Award goes to a Victor Steinberg.
The most likely to take your Takis Award, Ariel Illen.
The Missing from Hebrew Award goes to Molly Vinsky.
The Can I Get a Ride Award goes to Julian Rubin.
The Belongs in Lakewood Award goes to Isaac Myers.
And finally, the Is He Even Enrolled at CTA Award goes to Aviel Metz.
Now for the actual upper school named awards.
Wait, is that what this is?
We're just here to roast everyone.
That's what Guinan always does.
Yeah, but we have a job to do.
Technically, Guinan had a job to do, but he had other priorities.
Back to the people who actually decided to do their jobs. If you need this next presenter, she can be found in her room with her exclusive and not at all cliquey Teacher's Lunch Club.
Although her 8th grade environmental science class tires her out, and she's always being chased away by her 10th grade chemistry class, our next presenter for the Carl and Gussie Steinberg Scholarship Award runs the class with great energy.
Both potential and kinetic.
First, I don't know how I feel about 3 Guinans. All right, so the Carl and Gussie Steinberg Scholarship Award is endowed through a fund established by Nancy Steinberg Warren and Raphael Warren, parents of CTA high school alumni, for an annual scholarship of $250, which is presented to a high-performing graduating senior in science. The student that we have decided to give this award to not only continues to impress me, but also inspire me with her continuing wanting to learn outside of the classroom. She's had experiences that I didn't get to have until college. It is my honor and privilege to award this to Talia Ziskin.
In Memorium segment, it is time to take a moment to remember all those we lost. Back in September, we mourned the loss of Queen Elizabeth.
All the AP physics students suffered the loss of any hope with a future in physics.
Any remaining shred of pride that the boys had died a brutal death. Tansman, may it rest in peace.
Yo-Yo and Yitzy this year lost their filter in the high school group chat.
When the seniors came down with a viral case of senioritis.
For such a difficult year, it's best to stay positive.
Here to present the Josh Wolf Award for Perseverance and Positivity is Mr. Josh Wolf and Mrs. Leva Eisenberg.
Thank you. It is such an honor to be with all of you today. Good morning, CTA faculty, staff, friends, and parents of the graduating class of 2023. 7 years ago, I was sitting in the CTA shoe alongside my classmates when I was honored with the Deborah and Philip Millen Scholarship Award. Almost immediately, I knew that I wanted to do something meaningful with this scholarship for the school that had given me so much, and thus, the Josh Wolf Awarded Scholarship for Perseverance and Positivity was born. The values instilled in me at CTA have followed me into college. I just graduated with a master's in history with highest distinction from Florida International University. And 3 days ago, I found out that I was accepted to the graduate program at Johns Hopkins University, where I will continue to work in museum studies. Without a doubt, I believe that this school has played a pivotal role in my academic success. The Josh Wolf Award is presented to a CTA student who shows a determination to achieve and not give up, displays positivity and respect towards others, and has the ability to act with grace while coping and overcoming any challenges and obstacles. My personal congratulations to this morning's recipient of the Josh Wolf Award and to all the CTA students graduating today.
So when considering who should win this award, one student stuck out to us in a very glaring way. It is very hard to switch schools and move, I would know. It is very hard to do so in high school, and it is even more challenging to move from Israel to Columbus, Ohio, where people speak a different language and are accustomed to a different culture. Hodaya Schachter. Okay. Okay. She not only came on day one with positivity, a warm smile, friendliness, and respect toward others, but she has pushed herself consistently to achieve her academic goals and expectations in each of her classes, never using her move or the language barrier as an excuse. She has been involved in extracurricular activities and has shown her creativity and talent in her photography business. She has coped with the challenges and obstacles of acclimating to a new class and school and has done it with grace and warmth. Students look up to Hodaya's integrity, resilience, and strength, and she has quickly become every teacher's delight. I have had the privilege of teaching Hodaya Chumash this year, and I will miss those beautifully written answers that only can be expressed in Hebrew. I am personally inspired by Hodaya's tenacity to achieve her expectations, and I'm proud to present her with the Josh Wolf Award for perseverance and positivity.
Have you ever done a flip on a trampoline?
Yeah.
Have you ever done a backflip on a trampoline?
I don't know. How's that relevant?
How about a backflip while on fire into a sea filled with sharks?
What?
That's what it feels like to do a flipped classroom in math class.
In my 10th grade math class, we just played trashketball and math hangman all day.
When you have a teacher who is as dedicated to math as she is to interactive learning, it is impossible not to gain so much from the class.
To present the Deborah and Philip Millen Memorial Award, I would like to call upon Mrs. Jenny Jones.
Good morning. The Deborah and Philip Millen Memorial Award was established in memory of parents and in-laws Deborah and Philip Millen by Rabbi Henoch Millen and Dr. Rochelle L. Millen, former CTA headmaster, and his wife. It was subsequently endowed by Penny Wenger and Charles Wabicki, alumni parents who now live in Ashkelon, Israel, through a fund at the Columbus Jewish Foundation. The award is presented to a graduating senior who must manifest wide-ranging intellectual curiosity, diligence, devotion to studies, and sensitivity of character, empathy, and kindness towards others. It includes a scholarship of $1,000. I can confidently say that this year's recipient not only meets all of those qualifications of the award, but has shown impressive growth academically, emotionally, socially, over the 4 years I have known him. This year, I am honored to present the Deborah and Philip Millen Memorial Award to Ariel Illen.
One of the highlights of my job is our growing community service program. The 12th grade day building a house with Habitat for Humanity has become a tradition at CTA and was one of the best days of the year for those of us who were there. Our trips to the Mid-Ohio Food Collective Food Pantry, where we fill over 100 carts each night and deliver them into families' cars, are great for everyone involved. We work alongside other volunteers from the wider Columbus community, doing whatever is asked and letting people know that Jewish schools value acts of kindness. We don't just learn about pets. Those of you who joined these after-school service trips to the food pantry, please stand up and be recognized. You are. Come on, Susan. Great. All right, I'll get more of these on the schedule for next year. Those of us who did not go to New York last weekend, we had a great time at the Food Pantry and the Family Mentor Foundation. And again, I hope to keep building more of these opportunities into our school year. So on to the Weisberg Award for Kindness and Service. It is sponsored in memory of Oleg Weisberg and Riva Chernyakhovskaya. I got this. Chernyakhovskaya, by their many great-grandchildren, nieces, and nephews who attended and graduated from CTA. They include Oleg's sons, Ilya and Pavel Weisberg, Arsen and Roxy Savzian, Olga, Eugene, Alex, Yuri, and Tanya Schatz, and now second-generation great-nieces and nephews. They felt kindness really described their grandmother and uncle, and CTA was close to their hearts. This year's winner has gone above and beyond in her dedication to helping, both inside the school as well as in the greater Jewish community. May she continue on the path of being in the position to give chesed. This year's winner is Shoshana Fried.
And now to the Commendation Awards. These awards are sponsored by CTA benefactors who have taken an active role in our mission to develop our students into educated, contributing, active, aware members of contemporary American and Jewish societies.
For the next Matthew Eric Peltz Talmud Award, I would like to call upon Mr. and Mrs. Peltz and Rabbi Zuckerman. It's so important, it needs 3 people.
Sorry, Uncle. Sorry, Guinan and Guinan, I forgot to say that the Peltz weren't here, but we have the Peltz. Woo!
So, my grandparents a couple years ago decided to dedicate this award on my father, who loved Torah learning, and the goal is that the person that gets this award has showed dedication to learning Torah, and hopefully is going to continue that for many more years to come.
Okay, the Gemara says that, the pasuk says, which means that its ways are pleasantness and all its pathways are to peace. The Gemara says this pasuk is talking about Torah. That Torah isn't just an academic study. Gemara, Talmud, it's not just about a knowledge base, it's not just information. That it's supposed to also make a person of pleasantness, a person of peace, a person of good midos. So really what we're celebrating someone for accomplishment in Gemara and Talmud. We're not just celebrating academic accomplishment. It really has to be a person who also personifies a person of pleasantness, a person who gets along with others, a person of peace. Just in our classroom, we had Baruch Hashem, we had a great year, and we did some really, really good learning. And there was a student who was really, from a academic perspective, was top notch in our class. But in addition to that, he was always there to answer questions. If I'd send another student, if I was talking to one student, I wanted to send another student to answer questions. Someone else who always did it with a smile on his face, happy to do it. He was happy to teach a Gemara to someone else if they needed help. So he exemplified both these aspects. First of all, the academic accomplishment, and also shalom, that he was a person who was pleasant with others. He was a person who got along with others. So although outside the classroom I know he's very, very accomplished in martial arts, Tzvi Chaikin is this year's winner of
Usually presented by Mr. Larry Gilbert, who couldn't be here today, this award, which is the Harriet Ivan Gilbert Creativity Award, is named for his grandfather and father. Harry Gilbert was the first president of the CTA board in 1958, and Ivan Gilbert was a president shortly after, leading the school to where it is today. Mr. Larry Gilbert continues to generously support CTA on behalf of his family and is invested in our students' education. So this year's award is being given to a student who demonstrated creativity in his thinking and his approach to problem solving. He always likes to take it just one level deeper than what's expected. He comes up with original methods to accomplish a goal. I saw personally in my AP Computer Science class this year, his code often took a completely different path than his peers, but still accomplished the desired task. The winner of this year's Harry and Ivan Gilbert Creativity Award goes to Sam Garvin.
This year in sports, most points scored goes to Liel for her massive brownie points in Mrs. B's class.
Most assists this year goes to Abraham for helping everyone on the Hebrew group chat.
The award for the most blocks goes to the CTA Wi-Fi for blocking hundreds of educational websites.
The award for best pass this year goes to a Victor. You made it!
The best kick this year goes to Mrs. Brodsky for kicking out every 7th grader from her class.
For more on sports and the David and Irene Cole Physical Education Award, here is Mr. Matt Bailey.
I have the honor of presenting this award. I've presented it every year since the existence. That's how long I've been here. And I looked through the names, and there's been some great. Through all the accommodation cups, and there's been some great names in here that, you know, after 20 years, you get a long list. So
It's the end of the 20th.
it is the end of the 20th.
Today's the
That
last
is
day of the
correct.
20th
Yes, it
year.
is. So. Again, I have the honor of presenting the David and Irene Cole Physical Education Award. Many years, actually, Stuart Cole comes and presents it, but unfortunately could not be here. And these are the words that he would love to be spoken today. This award is named by Stuart and Marilyn Cole, alumni parents to CTA high school graduates Sarah Cole Perlman, Ellie Cole, and Reno Cole Garden in memory of Mr. Cole's parents. I actually had Rena in class. The importance and benefits of physical education has long been an integral part of the lives of the Cole family, and therefore most appropriate that David and Irene Memorial Cup will be given in this field. Well before jogging became stylish, walking was the primary mode of transportation for my mother of blessed memory. Even in her 90s, she would walk at least 5 miles a day in rain, sleet, snow, shine, a fact that's obviously played an important factor in the long and full life that she lived. A woman who was never shy about speaking her mind and telling it like it was, she lived an active life which left others in awe. David Cole, a man of exceptional chesed and midos, was similarly obsessively involved in sports, particularly handball. He enjoyed sports both as a participant and spectator. And he passed his passion onto his son, who in turn has passed the love of sports onto his grandson, Ellie. He was simply a kind, caring, and gentle man to whom family came first. He would have approved of having this cup given in his memory. This award is given to a current physical education student who is punctual to class, fully participates during class, whether it's his or her favorite activity, is respectful and helpful, shows great sportsmanship, shows a great attitude towards the activity, and to his or her classmates. Again, I'd like to thank the Cole family for sponsoring this cup and recognize that physical education is an important piece of students' studies. I'm honored to give this award to this 3-sport athlete who is kind, a great teammate and classmate, positive, helpful, and always a treat to have in class. This year's award goes to Mr. Guinan and Lila Gisser.
Different outfit.
That is the first time Mr. Guinan has won an award.
Okay. Remember those good old days back in 7th grade?
Yeah, we learned about Greek mythology and how the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
And we did the Shakespeare play.
Oh yeah, we did. Did you know that we were the only class in CTA history to not make a single mistake on the first night? And that is all thanks to the person who makes the Shakespeare play possible.
Here to present this year's Max and Betty Ziskin Performing Arts Award is Miss Angela Barth.
I am here to present the Max and Betty Ziskin Performing Arts Award, named by their daughters Ellen Siegel Pollock and Marcia Hirschfield, CTA alumni, parents, and former faculty. Max and Betty Ziskin were arts enthusiasts. Max was an avid reader who appreciated talented literary achievement. Betty was a capable musician who sang on her own radio program in college and played the piano for numerous gallery players and Torah Academy productions later in life. Together, Betty and Max thoroughly enjoyed going to the theater, yay, both locally and in New York. So it is altogether appropriate that the Max and Betty Performing Arts Award is named in their honor. It goes without saying, the person receiving this award is a talented actor. But more importantly, they are creative, always prepared, and generous on stage. At each and every rehearsal, this actor consistently worked hard, not only for their own success, but for the success of the production and for the success of their fellow actors. It is these qualities demonstrated during the production of Shakespeare Festival 2023, which I think is my 23rd year, that the Max and Betty Ziskin Performing Arts Award goes to Superior Import.
If there was a Freaky Friday situation at CTA and all the teachers and students switched places, there's one teacher that would remain the same.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Of course you do. She's all over TikTok with her Stanley Cup and Taylor Swift tickets.
Okay, now I definitely know who is presenting the Sage Moreno Language Arts Award.
She's caught up in all the trends in high school drama and fits right in with the seniors. It's KVG.
Miss Kristen Van Gundy.
Thank you, Mr. Guinan. Thank you, Mr. Guinan. Love working with you, by the way. It's great. Everyone who knew former English teacher Sage Moreno knew what an incredible educator she was and what a kind and caring woman she was. Everyone who knew her name still associates that name with dedication, talent, and compassion. She cared very deeply about her students, about her curriculum. She was passionate about the language arts, and it showed. Every day, she infused her classroom with novelty and joy, and she instilled in her students a love of learning and a love of English. They were big shoes to fill. In her memory, and sponsored by her parents, her family, we give the Sage Moreno Language Arts Award to a student who has shown not just mastery of the subject, but also passion for it, just like Sage herself. The winner of this award, like Sage, has infused her own creativity, her own joy, and of course, lots of effort into all of the work she's done in English class, not just this year, but in years past. We are so excited to see what she does next and how she will use her skills. We are confident that she will use them to change the world. I am so pleased to give this award to one of my original 7th grade students, and now current senior, or I'm sorry, graduated senior now, Tali Sukenik.
more awards.
Bruh.
Shall we introduce the next speaker?
Facts.
That wasn't really a fact, it was a question.
Bruh.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Facts.
Again, I'm not sure you're using that term correctly.
Bruh.
Is that like all you can say?
Facts.
I think there are more words in the English language than just those two.
Bruh.
Are you okay?
Facts.
I didn't say a fact, I asked if you were okay.
Bruh.
Well, we have an award to give out. Let's get Mrs. Glitch back up here. She's the best.
Facts!
Okay. I am here to present the Dr. Carol Park Science Achievement Award. Was named by the Delman and Rosenbaum families in memory of Dr. Park. This award honors her commitment and high standards in science education and learning at CTA. I'm not going to say a whole lot about Dr. Park. One, because she wouldn't want me to. She wants you to get where you're supposed to be on time. But I think you all have memories of her and interaction that you could maybe reflect on at some point today when you have some time. But Dr. Park always put her students first and would push them beyond what they thought they were capable of, even when they didn't want to know that. Dr. Park was always impressed by this student's work ethic and determination. I actually spoke a lot with her about this student. I heard a lot about him. And I heard similar sentiments from Mrs. Brodsky during this past year, who recognized and appreciated his curiosity, dedication, and hard work. It is my privilege to award the Dr. Park Science Award to Senior Abiel Metz.
Looks like we have a live school update.
Team Lion is in the lead with Team Lion closing in on Team Lion. Just ahead of Team Lion. Let's go Lions!
Yeah!
Presenting the Dr. Charles Young Mathematics Award is the live school guru herself, Mrs. Jenny Jones.
This award is named in memory of Dr. Charles Young, who was one of the founders of Columbus Torah Academy and served the community locally as a dentist. His daughter and son graduated from CTA, and his family continues their commitment to the school to this day. It is with great pride that Jonathan and Pamela Young and family endow this award and see that it is presented to a student who exemplifies the spirit of the award. That spirit is displayed in distinguished academic performance in difficult math courses, a positive attitude relating both to the content and the other people in the room, and a curiosity about math in general. This year is unique because the math teachers met and discussed options for this award and genuinely could not choose between two students. Okay. While we have many students that are successful in math and have a positive attitude, there are two students who really stand out for their amazing mathematical skills, and especially for their curiosity and desire for deeper understanding. Not just this year, but last year, and the year before that, and every year that I have known them. I have had the honor to teach both of these students. I do not have words to adequately describe how proud I am of both of them. I lost my place, sorry. Or how impressed I am with their mathematical growth and skill. While one student graduated from CTA Tuesday night, the other has graduated from our math program. This year, the Dr. Charles Young Math Award goes to both Aviel Metz and Sveti.
Next one.
Of course, this year marked a breakthrough in AI technology. I'm speaking, of course, of the artificial ignorance revolution.
I, for one, have used artificial ignorance to circumvent deadlines. That was student day.
I've used AI to get unwarranted help on assignment. Wait, we weren't supposed to use WhatsApp?
Who knew texting "I'm so confused" could lead to the entire class doing the assignment together?
I thought this was a dress code hoodie.
Lila, what's your favorite class to use AI in?
I would say, but I don't want to get in trouble.
On a completely unrelated note, I give you Mr. Samwise Rod.
It's a really good thing that the marks are already in. ChatGPT got this stuff. The Dr. Milton and Shirley Leviton Social Studies Award is endowed by past CTA President Mike Schiff and his family in memory of his mother and stepfather, who were active in the Jewish community, raised a large and beautiful family, and thoroughly appreciated history and citizenship. It is presented to a student who demonstrates aptitude and academic excellence in the study of history and social sciences. The recipient of this year's award has effectively utilized his intellectual curiosity to achieve tremendous results in his studies of both modern world and Jewish history. His active participation in his courses consistently showcases logical thought processes and measured responses. In addition to his general positivity and good nature, the recipient also inherently possesses that elusive quality of comedic timing, which is usually expressed through his eyebrows in a manner worthy of Eugene Levy. It is my honor to present this award to Mr. Boaz Hera.
There's the answer, but you wanted to work on it.
Shiur Ivrit, hu shiur tov.
Hebrew class is a good class.
Ani ohevet shiur Ivrit.
I love Hebrew. Wait, this can't be right.
אני בטוחה שהיה קשה לבחור מי יזכה
It's hard to choose who will win this award.
כי אף אחד לא היה מועמד טוב.
Because no one was a good candidate.
אבל משפחת שכטר שיפרה את המחלקה לעברית.
But the Schechter family made the Hebrew department so much better.
אני רוצה להזמין את הרב שכטר, רב אשר שכטר, לתת את Desha Family Hebrew Language Award.
Yeah, you guys can figure that one out.
This is the first time that Mr. Guinan is speaking Hebrew. So proud of him.
Speaking and understand.
I'm Shirley Bennett, I'm the chair of the Hebrew department. בוקר טוב, כולם, מה שלומכם? ברוך השם. Learning and speaking a foreign language is hard. But Hebrew is not like any other foreign language. It's not like Chinese or French or Spanish. It's our Lashon HaKodesh, our connection to Torah, our connection to Am Yisrael, our connection to Medinat Yisrael. The Deshe family valued the Hebrew language so much that they created an award for Hebrew achievement. The Deshe family Hebrew language award is endowed by Ari and Ann Deshe and family in support of their love for the state of Israel and their appreciation for Hebrew language education. We have many good students, and it was really hard to choose, actually. But the Deshe Family Hebrew Award is given to the top Hebrew high school student exhibiting the following: a student who exhibits excellence in speaking, reading, and writing Hebrew language, a student who conveys a deep concern and interest in the current affair and history of the State of Israel, a student who displays frequent, meaningful participation in classroom activities, a student who demonstrates steady, continual improvement in language skills and usage, and finally, the student who always conveys consistent respect for teachers and fellow students. Today's award is going to a student who consistently demonstrated many of these attributes in the past several years. Rabbi Dr. Ashel, our Israeli Shaliach, will present the award to the student.
Okay, בעברית? Okay, it's written in Proverbs 11 verses 2. It says, with humility comes wisdom. בעברית, it's better I tell you, ואת צנועים חוכמה. Okay, it's משלי י"א ג'. It's much better in Hebrew. Okay. The Jewish tradition emphasizes that the wisdom and the knowledge are acquired with academic talent and also with human sensibility. Both work together in a harmony, my Jewish, Jewish thought class, in a harmony in order to expand wisdom. We see this quality in the student that will receive this award today. This is a student who dedicated time studying Hebrew and submit all work with care and on time. To a student who demonstrated a deep desire to study and understand a deeper meaning and rules of Hebrew language, a student who demonstrated diligence and persistence all through the school years, both before and after tests and exams. A student who demonstrated consistent excellence in study and used the Hebrew language in reading, writing, and in speech, including answering questions in Hebrew outside of the class. These students also show respect and midot. In Hebrew, it's much more easier to pronounce midos, right? To teachers and the students alike, and has made impressive progress. Therefore, it is our pleasure to give this year's Deshet Family Hebrew Language Award to Lemini 10, Liel.
She saw and she dipped. For those of you who don't know, dipped is not what you do with hummus and carrots.
It means she out, girl left.
Thank you for all your hard work, and we apologize for any trauma that you have from your 10th grade class.
To present the Robert Lietzen Visual Arts Award, Miss Stephanie Stillman.
Good afternoon. The Visual Arts Award is endowed by Laura and Ira Nudis in memory of Laura's father, Mr. Robert Lietzen. Mrs. Nudis is with us this afternoon. Mr. Lietzen was a great art enthusiast with countless works hanging in his home. Many of those now hang in the home of his grandson, Joey, who graduated from CTA and studied art history at OSU, in credit to the influence of his grandfather's love of classic art. Mr. Lietzen's great-grandchildren actually completed the 2nd grade here at CTA this year and have a legacy of art making as well, so it's really nice. This year, I have the distinct honor of presenting two recipients with the award. In alphabetical order. My first recipient is an artist, a scholar, and a kiddush chef. Their performance and technical skill has only been outdone by their growth in personal voice and artistic insight. This student has demonstrated leadership skills beyond what is expected for studio performance, creating Torah Academy's first ever high school art club, a place for fellow makers and artists to gather and create. My second recipient has already begun their college career, taking design courses at The Ohio State University throughout their senior year of high school. Not only did this artist make the Photoshop learning curve look easy, they have achieved mastery level knowledge in their studio practice, teaching other students and guiding them through the design process in Photoshop and beyond. Over the course of the past 12 full months, this student has designed and guided the creation of the Columbus Torah Academy 22-23 yearbook, Order it now, please. While managing a staff of 12 of their peers, all while looking incredibly stylish. It's my pleasure to present the Robert Lietzen Visual Arts Award to Ariel Illen and Talia Sukenik.
I need no introduction. All right. The following award is named for Rabbi David Stavsky, who was spiritual leader of Beth Jacob Congregation for 47 years. He was a founder of Columbus Torah Academy and an ardent supporter of Jewish education, life, and learning. He guided so many families in this community toward a heightened level of observance and knowledge. This award is endowed by his daughter Chanita and Michael Weiss, Zichrono Livracha. So, the Rabbi David Stavsky Midot Award. The word Midot has multiple meanings in Judaism. Primarily it means measurements, as in Masachet Midot, the section of Jewish law dealing with correct dimensions of the Holy Temple. But when pronounced Midos, as Rav Asher took my joke, it means character traits. Why are they the same word? Because the true measure of a person, more than brains, strength, or riches, is their values and their behavior. So while we are an academic institution and educational achievements are indeed celebrated, we also believe that moral character and values need to be recognized. The Rabbi David Stavsky Midot Award is given to a student who displays empathy, sincerity, kindness, consideration, responsibility, and respect, both in and out of the school. The student who is receiving this award is someone who, in his own quiet and humble way, displays all of these qualities. In our Holocaust Studies class, I was touched by the way he carefully considered the varied and difficult experiences of survivors. Furthermore, I am always greeted with a polite smile and Shabbat Shalom from this student at Torah Demet. I have told his mother on more than one occasion that I am impressed by his midot, and I hope my own children will follow his example, as we all should. It is our great honor to present the Rabbi David Stavsky Midot Award to Phil Garvin. Last one, everybody.
Oh, you have to say.
Oh,
Yes, we do have something.
about me?
Wait, maybe we don't.
No,
I'm doing the.
no, you do have something to say.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Sorry,
We do.
I'm
We
not
do.
here.
We do.
This year, the CTA cafeteria was blessed with mac and cheese, a menu item that was previously removed.
Not much else was new though. The muffins were still half frozen in the morning. The olives constantly needed restocking, and everyone, I mean everyone, got lunch on Knish Day.
All of the amazing school breakfasts and lunches fuel the bodies of CTA students as they embark on their journey through the Judaic department.
To give the Pearson and Thea Press Judaic Studies Award, Mrs. Karen Tannenbaum and Mrs. Newman.
Let Karen go first.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to. You go first.
I am here to present the Pearson and Thea Press Judaic Studies Award. Many of you did not know my. Many of you did not know my parents who were very involved in the school since it was founded in 1958. I was in the second 8th grade graduating class, and my sister graduated 2 years later. My sister and her husband have 4 kids who graduated in high school. They are quadruplets, and they all graduated. And my husband and I have 3 daughters who all graduated high school at CTA, and now our oldest daughter, Mindy, and her husband, Matt, happily I have 3 children at CTA. Izzy just completed 9th grade, and Tuvi completed 6th, and Kayla just completed 4th grade. Jewish education was very important to my parents, and I'm sure they'd be very proud of the student who is receiving this award today. I just want to tell a little story about my dad, which sort of includes the recipient of this award. My dad was a pharmacist, and many years ago he invented an ointment called Epsom ointment. It is Epsom salts in an ointment from which, in an ointment form which is used to draw out foreign objects from under the skin. For example, a splinter or a stinger from a bee. In addition to being the food service director here, I manage my dad's company and take care of sending out cases of the ointment to wholesalers who then sell the ointment to individuals. I would always pack up the ointment jars and go to Staples to mail the cases to the wholesalers. Some of the people working at Staples were pleasant, and others always asked for information that was totally unnecessary or were always in a bad mood. So now that Staples is closed in Town and Country, I have a pleasant young lady, the recipient of this award, taking care of the shipping of my ointment of the UPS store, who happens to be the recipient of today's award. Mr. Gunn, I'm being...
Sorry, we have so much to say about her. So that's from, thank you, Mrs. Janema, from one perspective, but also from a teacher's perspective. The Talmud in Masachet Tanit of Zayin Amar Aleph states the following. Amar Rabbi Chanina, Harbe limadati me rabotai. Rabbi Chanina says, I have learned much from my teachers, umechaverai yoter me rabotai, and from my friends even more so. Umitalmidai yoter mikulan. But I have learned the most from my students. The student receiving the Pearson and Thea Press Judaic Studies Award is truly one of those students from whom I have learned a great deal. Her enthusiasm for learning Talmud is infectious, even as we're still yawning in second period, and she is cuddled in her blanket. When she is struggling with a concept or skill, she asks for help, practices, and definitely sees her hard work pay off. Over the last 2 years, I have watched her improve her Gemara reading, translations, and analytical skills. Beyond all of this, she makes time to learn Torah outside of school. One of the highlights of my year was the siyum we made to celebrate her completion of the Chafetz Chaim Lesson a Day book on the laws of speech. She has volunteered to give Divrei Torah at Teen Minyan. She is involved in NCSY Latte Learning, and she demonstrates a desire to constantly learn the proper Torah approach to every aspect of life. As Rabbi Chanina wisely stated, this Talmidah has taught me more about the constancy of Jewish study than perhaps all of my own Chavrutot, Morot, or Rabbeim. It is a huge honor to present the Pearson and Thea Press Judaic Studies Award to Bina Newman. Sorry.
So, how was the Israel Day parade this year? Loki, I did not think I could enjoy hanging out with middle schoolers as much as I did.
You know what else they're planning on doing next year?
What?
Going to Miami for the girls' varsity basketball.
Yes, just what we needed. Another participation trophy and a chance to work on our tans.
Lots to look forward to next year because we are gonna be seniors.
With great power comes great responsibility. Not that we have such big shoes to fill.
Apple picking with kindergarten buddies is gonna be the biggest test of first quarter.
Then we got yeshiva, seminary, and college applications. No stress at all.
Then before you know it, we have a senior prank to plan.
And graduation speeches to write.
Summer just started and I'm already stressed for next year.
Anyways, back on track. Thank you guys for listening to this award ceremony.
We know we did a better job than Guinan.
Don't come begging for us to do it next year. By then, Guinan will be back from the monastery or whatever.
For the closing statements, we bring you a superhero. Our headmaster, our rabbi, the man, the myth, the legend, Rabbi Drandal.
Thank you, Mr. Guinan. First, I want to start off with a special mazel tov to Debbie Grashin for an incredible first year. Also, let's please give a shout out and a thank you to all of our amazing teachers. I want to thank you, our amazing students. It's truly a privilege to come to work here every single day. I honestly don't view it as work. I don't work. It's a passion of love, and I truly love being here and learning with all of you today, and always. This September, September 4th, 2023. I aged myself. No, but actually, it will be the 30th anniversary of one of the most remarkable sports days, which happened in 1993, which is that Jim Abbott threw a no-hitter at Yankee Stadium against the Cleveland Indians. What's amazing about it is that Jim Abbott was born without a right hand. He only had one hand, he had a left hand, and not only was he able to play sports in any way, he actually drove himself to become a professional athlete, and as a pitcher, one of the greatest things you can possibly do is to throw a no-hitter. Remarkable. In his memoirs, Jim Abbott writes, "Sports became, for me, the way to gain acceptance. I think this fueled my desire to succeed. I truly believe that difficult times and disappointments can push us to find abilities and strengths we wouldn't know existed without experiencing of struggle." Essentially what he was saying was the challenge of not having that hand propelled him to reach heights he never knew he could have otherwise. And I think this is a very important lesson as we reflect on, as we conclude the school year, as we enter into the summer. And we think many of us are excited and happy about some of our accomplishments. There might be some frustrations and things we could have done better. And it's really moments like this is where we're supposed to reflect and think about how we can seize the moment, how we can build on it, how can we strengthen ourselves. And the summer really represents, it gives us a commodity of time. Time is a commodity. It's a chance to, we're not in the grind of the daily school routine, but this is when you have the time to seize the moment, to reflect, to pick up hobbies that might be critical to help you, and really to dream big and think about how we can come back stronger next year, or for our graduates, as you pursue the rest of your lives. In the Parsha, the beginning of this week's Parsha, talks about when Hashem told Moshe to direct Aaron to kindle the menorah. And the pasuk says, after it describes the halacha, it says, "V'yas kain Aaron," Aaron did so. And it seems obvious Aaron is going to do whatever Hashem told Moshe to tell Aaron to do. Obviously he's going to do it. What's the chiddush? What's the novelty? So Rashi says the novelty is that Aaron did exactly the way he was told to do it. But that also seems strange. Of course he's going to do exactly the way he was informed to do. But the Sfas Emes explains what that means is as follows. Imagine the first time you have that honor to light the menorah. It's an amazing thing. Only you, all Klal Yisrael was relying on you to light the menorah. It's exciting. But over time, that excitement can go away when you start to do it every day. But V'yas kain Aaron means is that Aaron never changed his enthusiasm. He was always excited, always understood his drive, his purpose, the amazing opportunity to do it. And that was what was so remarkable about Aaron. As we reflect on this year, many of you have incredible accomplishments. You have a lot to be proud of. Baruch Hashem, we had an incredible school year. And we have opportunities to reflect, and we're excited about that growth. My bracha to each of you is to reflect on that growth, keep inspiring yourselves, and believe in yourselves so you don't realize how much you can accomplish. But it's up to us first to believe in ourselves, to dream, and understand that every single one of these teachers believes in you. I believe in you. And God willing, you'll have an amazing summer. Keep dreaming, keep accomplishing. Thank you very much.